when you see something is happening in front of you that is an injustice, trying to find the midway point of not being so nice that they can't hear what you're saying, and trying to maintain your sense of self. Because I guess what I'm thinking about is that I've been in situations in which I want to communicate something and it is quite literally angering.
The night before she left town, the conversation lingered. She told me to tell you she doesn't like either of them. Which one? Rick Skip? No, the companies, Zolomic and Digital Fiber. She says forget small bets. Go after something bigger. That exchange might sound ordinary, okay, but nothing about Yara Shahidi's life has ever been ordinary. Because long before the awards, the Ivy League acceptance, the fashion covers, and the activism, there was a young girl learning how to let go, how to grow, and how to build something larger than herself, and to understand her rise. You have to see the full picture. On February 10th, 2000, in Minneapolis, Yara Shahidi was born into a family where art and purpose were inseparable. Her name itself feels prophetic. Yara in Persian means someone close to your heart. Saya translates to shadow. Shahidi means witness. Close to your heart. Shadow, witness. It almost sounds like the title of a memoir, waiting to be written. Her father, Afshin Shahidi, wasn't just any photographer. He served as the principal photographer for music legend Prince? Yes, the Prince. The purple icon of reinvention and fearless artistry. In fact, Prince kept a signed photo of baby Yara in his studio at Paisley Park. That was the atmosphere she grew up in. Art, discipline, creative excellence, unapologetic Black identity. Her mother, Carrie Salter Shahidi, brought African American and Choctaw heritage into the household. Together, her parents created something rare in Hollywood. A grounded environment for a child star. From the beginning, they made one thing clear: acting is something you do. It is not who you are. That single sentence would define everything that followed. When Yara was 4, the family relocated to California for her father's work. You might assume a future TV star grew up glued to television. She didn't single quotes too, instead. Her parents built forts in the living room and played audiobooks like they were movies. Yara and her brothers would sit, eyes wide, constructing entire visual worlds in their imagination. This wasn't random parenting. It was intentional. Before she ever stepped on set, she had already trained her mind to visualize stories. And at just 6 years old, she quietly began appearing on screen. In 2007, she had her first television role on HBO's Entourage. Commercials followed, big brands, national campaigns, consistent work. But while building her resume, she was doing something else most people didn't know about. She was earning a black belt. Yara trained in Tang Soo Do, Korean martial art, for 7 years. The discipline, patience, and respect embedded in martial arts would later show up in her academic rigor and professional stamina. Imagine the balance required. A young Black and Iranian girl, working actress, Catholic school student in plaid skirts, martial arts black belt. This wasn't luck. It was foundation. In 2009, everything shifted. Yara landed a lead role opposite Eddie Murphy in the film Imagine That. She was only 7 years old. The film received mixed reviews, but for Yara, the experience was transformative. It wasn't about fame. It was about discovery. She realized acting wasn't just performance. It was access. Access to new cities, museums, ice skating lessons, imaginary worlds made tangible. More roles followed. Salt alongside Angelina Jolie, Butter, Alex Cross opposite. Tyler Perry, a recurring role on The First Family. Then came a pivotal moment in 2013. She portrayed young Olivia Pope on Scandal. Originally played by Kerry Washington, Kerry told her something that would echo for years. You were chosen because of who you are. Stay true to that. Months later, Yara would walk into an audition that changed her life forever. In 2014, at just 14 years old, Yara auditioned for a new sitcom created by Kenya Barris. The show was called Black-ish. It's centered on an upper middle class, Black family navigating identity, culture, and success in modern America. Yara booked the role of Zoe Johnson, the eldest daughter. The show premiered in fall 2014 and quickly became a cultural force. It addressed police brutality, colorism, mixed race, identity, political engagement, the N-word, all inside a 22-minute comedy on network television. For her first season, Yara won an NAACP Image Award by 2016. She was listed as one of the most influential teens in America. But here's where things get complicated. Because, while Yara was becoming Zoe Johnson to millions of viewers, she was also preparing to do something that shocked Hollywood. She applied to Harvard in 2017. Yara Shahidi was accepted into Harvard University. Not only accepted, she received a personal recommendation. Letter from Michelle Obama. Most rising stars would have chosen momentum. Yara chose both in 2018. She began attending Harvard while simultaneously starring in a Black-ish spin-off titled Grownish. The schedule was relentless. 18-episode seasons, cross-country flights between Los Angeles and Boston, full academic course load producing responsibilities. When other students wrote 5 papers a semester, she sometimes wrote 13 to make up for missed classes. Why do it? Because education was non-negotiable. She majored in interdisciplinary sociology and African American studies. Her focus: Black political thought under neocolonialism. Her 136-page thesis explored liberation through the work of Sylvia Wynter. This wasn't celebrity dabbling in academia. This was intellectual commitment. After the 2016 election, Yara felt powerless. Too young to vote, but old enough to care. So she launched 18 by 18, later rebranded as We Vote Next, encouraging young people to register and participate politically. She interviewed Hillary Clinton for Teen Vogue. She advocated for civic engagement. She spoke publicly about Iranian protests. Critics accused her of performative activism. Her response? True understanding comes from engaging directly with people, not just headlines. She didn't claim perfection, chose participation. In 2020, Yara and her mother launched Seventh Son Productions, mother-daughter production company. They signed a deal with ABC Studios, developed original content, produced documentaries. They weren't just asking for representation on screen. They were building infrastructure behind it. Because, as Yara said, if the executives making decisions all look the same, the stories will too. For 10 years from age 14 to 24, Yara played Zoe Johnson. She graduated from Harvard in 2022. She maintained a private 3-year relationship that the tabloids never uncovered. When it ended, she described entering her selfish season, a period of self-focus and growth. She began practicing something radical: checking in with herself emotionally, not intellectually. Analyzing feelings, actually feeling them. In 2023, she played Tinkerbell in Disney's Peter Pan and Wendy. She executive produced and starred in Sitting in Bars with Cake. She appeared in Extrapolations. She launched a podcast focused on joy and conversation. She continued fashion partnerships with global brands. And then came the family revelation. Yara Shahidi is the first cousin once removed of legendary rapper Nas. Music royalty runs through her bloodline. Prince as a family friend, Nas as actual family. But here's the epiphs. She didn't coast on proximity. She built her own name as of 2026. Yara Shahidi stands at 25 years old with a Harvard degree, a decade-long television legacy, a production company, major film projects, activism, experience, fashion, credibility, cultural influencer. Estimated net worth sits around $3 million, but that's not the story. The story is multiplicity. She is intellectual and creative, activist and entertainer, Black and Iranian, student and teacher, private and public. She refuses to choose one. Identity, and maybe that's the real lesson. The question isn't what's next for Yara Shahidi. The question is what world she's quietly building behind the scenes, because if her journey has proven anything, Stu, she's not finished. She's just getting started.